look at each other. You can do virtual hug. So let's try virtual hug. Virtual hug. Oh, you are so sweet. I felt it.
That is kind of nice. That's kind of nice. Thank you.
Why my head is like, oh, so if I stay like this, so you're saying that my head is like this?
It's because you're ugly.
Fuck you. Oh, it's recording. All right, welcome back to the show,
welcome back,
everybody.
Welcome back, guys.
And together with we have my best friend, no, not so best friend, Mr. M, which tonight actually, since we kind of recognize is, he kind of have some good skills. So for tonight, we recognize that he should lead the show. So without further ado, please, let's give it up to Mr. M.
Okay, so that's how we start my show. It's with dance.
Nice.
Dun pa lang, I win. So everyone knows I'm the best. Our topic for tonight is who wants to talk about, and this is something I've been wanting to talk about since episode 1, but they never let me. And so finally we get our chance to talk about love in the time of COVID. Myths, facts revealed, debunked. We're going down a path of discovery of what's been happening in the personal lives of people. I'm so curious. Do you know anybody who's, I don't know, who got together with somebody during COVID?
No, but I have a question for you. Are we praying or are we running a show?
Both. I like the multitask.
So
don't like people on shows do this.
Okay.
Like, this seems smart.
No, go back to the topic.
Don't I seem smart when I do this though?
Yeah, but the problem is you are not smart.
No hands. Hands, no hands, right?
You look smart, but you're not smart. That's the problem. But anyway, back to the topic. I know someone who got in a relationship right before COVID. And
is it you?
No, I'm married. Everybody knows I'm married. Hi, wifey.
Hey, maybe you decided to renew your vows. I don't know, dude. It counts.
Whatever.
Why are you getting so defensive so fast?
Babe, I'm sorry if you're watching this. I'm sorry if you're watching this.
Every episode, you have this tell, like you're trying to hide something from the viewers. Like you have this dark past, or I don't know, shady present that you're trying to mask.
No.
I know I have a stupid Italian accent, but deep down, you have all these secrets.
No way. You're lying again. So everybody, I apologize. My friend was just released from an underground hospital a few days ago. So please try to understand him. He owns a monkey.
It's called Manila.
He has a monkey in his house. So I'm sorry. Now, back to the topic.
Do you have anything against animals?
No, I love animals. That's why I love you.
Well played. I set myself up for that one. Okay, what were you going to say? Don't forget, love in the time of cholera. You and your primitive level 1 jokes, dude.
So love in COVID.
Your jokes are like monkey jokes.
I know. That's why
they're like.
That's why you're my monkey.
Primitive.
That's why you're my monkey.
All right. Okay.
2-0. Woo! Anyway, back to the topic. Love and COVID. So meaning you're saying someone who got in a relationship in the middle of the pandemic?
Yeah, during the pandemic.
Oh, I do not know anybody. I mean,
you think it's easier or harder to find a new relationship during the pandemic?
No, I think my belief is if you can get in a relationship during COVID and it lasts, then it's worth.
Okay,
that's my thoughts.
Do you think that? Do you know anybody?
No. Who that got in a relationship?
Yeah, I know people who have been married but not gotten together. So I'm just curious how it works. Like never assuming that you're not able to see the person, because some people don't follow the rules. But assuming that you're not allowed to see the person, how do you think that affects a new relationship?
No, I think this is like, I think you consider it like a long distance relationship,
Hmm.
right? It's
Okay.
just you're in the same country, but again, you cannot see each other. So I think it's possible. Um, because with the now technology, I mean, look at us. We are in a conversation online. There is so many people. You know, you can go online anytime, look at each other. You can do virtual hug. So let's try virtual hug. Virtual hug. Oh, you are so sweet. I felt it.
Uh, that
Right?
is kind of nice. That's kind of nice.
Uh,
Thank you.
so, so I think it shouldn't be hard. Now, I think the question there is how do you, because like if you're meeting in a club, right, then or you're outside now during COVID, what platform will you use to meet? Facebook, Instagram?
Yeah, assuming that you've met, it's not how do you meet. That's the problem. The problem is, are you willing to take that leap with somebody, not having, maybe not having physically seen that person?
Well, physically yes, but with again with technology naman kaya eh, diba? I guess it's right, there are two type of people eh. The one is physical love and the one they are non-physical love. So maybe the physical one will have a hard time during a pandemic.
I have this I have this theory that and I think I've mentioned this before in one of the previous episodes, that the pandemic really brings out the truth in people and in relationships. And I think it's the same for that. Kasi parang, you know, it's, I'm not gonna lie, it's so easy to get distracted with all the physicality of it. You know, seeing each other, hanging out, going out on dates, having fun, taking photos together, and all that stuff. It's so easy and it's so nice because it's so nice to get into that aspect of relationships, that it's very easy for like the important stuff to be ignored. You know, like talking about like the heart-to-heart conversations, right?
Yeah.
Talking about the important things, like because parang when you're together, like you get so distracted. It's so easy to get distracted, diba? But when you're just on the phone, when you're just doing video chat instead of seeing each other, then that's a different ballgame, right?
But wouldn't you say that, how to say this in a nice way? Like
When have you ever?
temptation online can be higher than physical.
What do you mean?
With social media and everything, right? There are so many people online. If you're looking at now, all the social media people always post this picture, you know, it's like a new thing. Women likes to always put bikini picture right and left, diba?
Okay.
So
I guess we know what's on your phone
yeah, maybe
during lunch
I don't
break.
know, but behind the point is, don't you think temptation for you as a person to chat with multiple people at the same time, it's easier?
Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, I think that you're right. The temptation is more accessible.
Okay.
But I'm not saying people are more tempted.
Yeah.
Let me make my point. Let me make my point. You know, back in the day, I'm sure when there still wasn't internet wasn't around yet, and it wasn't so easy to get online and look at dirty stuff. I'm sure people's libido levels were not any different.
Yeah, that's true.
In fact, so what I'm saying is, all right, back there was a time when you see like somebody's shoulder and you're like, oh my god, that's so sexy. Do you know what I'm talking about? And next thing you know, it's like ladies in onesies that you know, that are hot, and like, you know, and then next thing you know, it has to be something else. And so, but I doubt that people felt any differently. It's just they have a higher. This is related to, I guess, what is that, dopamine addiction,
Oh,
right?
now you're bringing on dopamine again.
No, I'm serious, because if
You gave me
that's
30
essentially,
minutes dopamine story and learning last time. I think I was enough.
that's what I'm saying. So you want to talk about social media? Social media releases dopamine. That's why it's so easy to get online, get on Facebook, get on IG, waste 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours of your day without you even realizing it. Is because it's an easy source of dopamine, right?
Nice.
Are you still there?
Yes,
Are you
I'm
blown
still
away
there.
by all the facts and the details?
Yeah, I was
Is your
like,
mind too slow to process all of
I
this, all
think
the
so.
information
I think so.
that's
Yeah, yeah,
passing through you?
yeah. I think through.
I think my
Sorry.
internet's you take over for a bit. My internet's not so good right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait, what was I saying before the dopamine? I forgot.
You know, I'm messing up
Please
with you
help me.
because my
Please
internet
help me
is
defeat you.
perfect.
Can you help me defeat you, please? What was I
Yeah.
saying before dopamine? Social
That
media.
social media,
Temptation,
blah
right?
blah blah. 30 minutes
Temptation.
online, blah blah blah. That's what you were saying.
So, and let me tell you another story, another really really good story. Okay, I was at a friend's house not too long ago, maybe sometime this year.
Sinong friend? Babae, lalaki?
It's a couple. It's
Mm.
actually it's through my girlfriend. They're not really my friends, but they're my friends now.
It's a couple.
But they're through my girlfriend, like one of the coolest couples ever.
All right.
And the guy, when it was late now, we were all just hanging out. There's a few people there na lang. He's like, you know what I found in the old, I bought this old parang, shoeshine box or parang boudoir, whatever. He bought an old piece of furniture.
Yeah.
He found inside photos of girls from like the 70s and the 80s.
Wow.
Or maybe before pa. Naked photos of girls. Yung mga black and white pa, mga sepia pa.
Love it.
Ganun siya.
Can I buy the
What am I
drawer?
trying to say here? So it's owned by this guy. This drawer is owned by this guy, and that's his like black book. Alam mo yun?
Can you ask,
So
can you
parang
ask
what I'm
him if
saying
he
is
sell
parang
it?
it's just temptation just morphs into different forms, but it's always gonna all right, I'll connect if you want it that much, I'll connect you guys. Just leave me out of it. But I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was pretty cool discovery, and that just tells you that it just comes in different forms through different times. Now it's like a one click, right? Go to whatever website, I can do that power for the digital generation, but it's not any different for me, It's
Yeah,
just
I mean,
different forms.
that's true. I mean, before they must have maybe
It
this
is.
black and
It is,
white,
as I said it.
black and white picture, and you're gonna post it on the wall, and then you look at them, and you were like, "Oh my god!" Diba? Pero now it's just with the handset, just.
Did you know they used to have ads?
Ads?
Did you
What
know
kind of
they
ads?
used to have ads like looking for a husband, looking for a wife? Did you know that? Did you know that used to be a thing?
You know, I'll tell
People
you.
advertise. People advertise to find a partner.
Did you know that in India, speaking of that, in India, they have companies that does wedding arrangement. Meaning, if you're a guy or a girl, you can register. They will find the husband or the wife for you.
Like a matchmaking service.
Like a matchmaking service.
Where is this?
In India. It's a very arrangement marriage. It's really common.
I'm sure it's huge there.
Man, they make so much money. It's crazy.
And I think people would pay. Like I think maybe that's one of the top three things that people would pay for. Relationship.
I have a friend that is Indian, and actually it's the family that sometimes push it, to find the right wife for you. Because in India, it's a kind different. Like, for example, if the male married, right? Here, the male has to cover everything. I mean, the Filipino culture is the male or the groom is the one that, it's more generous. In India, it's opposite. The family of the bride is the one providing to the groom. So meaning the groom say, let's say I want a new car when I get married with your daughter, a house, the family will provide.
Whoa.
Yes, because it's like for the family of the bride, it's like I'm giving you my daughter, so I'm thanking you, right?
It's like,
So
thank
I
you
have
for taking care of my little girl.
yes,
Okay.
you know,
That makes sense.
crazy, and they make so much money, man.
I think, yeah, not only relationships, weddings, I think is one of the industries, except for now, but it's always been one of the bigger industries where people just spend, It's like a lot of people who are just, for example, they have a certain budget for everything in their life. Let's say they're a certain class.
Yeah,
They will go a class higher if it's their wedding.
That's
And
true.
that's our culture,
That's true.
So even people who normally wouldn't go to, let's say, Bokshang, right?
Yeah.
They would,
They
just
would.
because it's the wedding. It's the event that they spend for, and so
And
it's such a profitable industry.
Wedding in the Philippines is an investment. It's like a business.
What are you talking about?
You get it married, and then you get the right ninong, you get back all the money,
That's
man.
true. That's true. That's true. It's all about the selection process for the
I
godparents,
had a
for the
friend
sponsors.
spend like close to 6-7 million pesos or even more, and it's like he got 25% more in gift in cash.
You serious?
Yeah.
How many?
Well, it was a
Okay.
Chinese wedding. It was about 400, 500 guests.
How many sets of godparents or sponsors were
Oh, I
there?
forgot. I think it was 10 pairs.
Okay, is that normal?
I'm not sure.
Parang sobra. Parang mga,
Basta
I don't
something
know.
like that.
I think mga 6 to 8 lang yata. I'm just
Basta-
guessing from all the stock knowledge of the wedding invites that in my
Diba?
mind. Maybe 6, 7, or 8 lines. I think 10 is too high a number.
I don't know. So anyway, 25% more. So you actually gain.
But do you think that those people, like, you get, let's say, a sponsor, right? And Ninong is big time. And those are, of course, if they're big time, they also get invited a lot. Meaning they have a lot of godchildren, obviously, because they're big time, right? Do you
That's
think
true.
those people would actually spend a lot on every single one of those weddings that they're sponsoring?
I have no idea.
Diba? They'd be flat broke unless not they're just.
Yeah.
I don't
One
even
big
know how much
question
it
I
is.
always add, a ninong like that, what would be an amount they will give?
Pare, soon you'll find out kasi you're old na eh. So you're gonna be old enough to be a ninong. Just wait for it. One of these days,
No.
somebody's gonna call you,
No
ask
way.
you.
I was already a ninong, man.
Sa kasal? Oh my gosh! Serious?
It was the nephew of my wife.
It's because you look old, dude. It's because you
Man.
look old.
I was in the table and it's like everybody's
Everybody's-
60s, 50,
Okay.
60 years old. And then it was me and my wife.
I'm sure that was fun.
It was fun. It
on
was
the
fun.
wall. I'm sure those people were relieved na parang, okay, a different kind of wedding finally, because it's always usually people in that age bracket. And I'm sure they're so used to it, and so they're like, oh, finally, some young bloods.
The cool Nino.
They're probably like, oh, chope.
Siguro naisip nila,
Margarito.
ito puti, may pera. Pero sa totoo, wala.
Ex-deal pala yung sponsor. Did I just plug you in my show?
Pero alam mo, wedding, speaking of wedding during COVID, I read in an article, parang the wedding industry this year lost almost 2 billion.
I don't like one of the things I have to tell you is I read those articles, but I always forget the numbers. I remember what happened and I remember reading that. I just don't remember the
I think
figures.
it was 2 billion.
But yeah, it's pretty big hit in that article.
Yeah.
Dude, it's not just the wedding industry, it's like every other fucking industry hit. In even the industries that are supposed to be doing well. And I know this for a fact, are not doing as well. A lot of them are just simply like staying afloat and surviving.
And ang daming businesses also closed down during this pandemic. So many.
But also, a lot of them only declared bankruptcy. Don't confuse that. For financial reasons. Did you read about that?
Yeah. Actually, that's one of the smart move. I mean, not really smart for the employees, but as a company business,
it's smart for the company survival, but it defaults.
It defaults.
No, they will default on their loans, and if everybody declares bankruptcy, the banks will default, and they're gonna need to be bailed out anyway. Let's have that conversation another day.
All right, so we are almost towards the end of our show. Once again, the topic of tonight was love in the middle of COVID.
What a great topic. Whoever thought of that is a genius.
I know. Thank you so much for finally bringing on the show one amazing topic. But
Brilliant.
again, if you have
brilliant mind,
if you are one of those who got in love during COVID, or you met someone online during COVID,
come forward,
please
come clean.
Send us a message. We would love to hear your story. All right?
Very
and
curious.
before we're going to wrap up this show, we're going to go to news. Go, Ham. This is your time.
In today's headline, under the weird news section, New York man fakes death to avoid jail time, but typo gives him away. So there's this guy that's being indicted, and he tries to fake his own death by making a death certificate. And it's actually a pretty good copy of a death certificate. But then he misspelled one word.
Oh, no.
He misspelled the word registry. He spelled it as registry. And that gave it all away. And now he's in even more trouble because that's another crime. That's another felony.
What a crazy story, man.
That's today's crazy weird news for you.
Thanks so much, Em, for that crazy story. What an amazing story. And
welcome.
before we let you, or before we go, please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, okay, That Show, or our Facebook page, which is That Show, or of course, please follow our Instagram for the updates, right? _ That Show. And again, if you have a story, crazy story, and you want to be on the show with us, please do let us know. My name is Eve. And yeah, that's M. It's a fucking crazy M. Bye, everybody.
Cut. All right. That was a good ending, huh?